Good evening. The snacks wasn't good. Louder, I'd like a lot more energy, and it's even more challenging after Suki Siva Maya has spoken for me to speak. That's a big challenge. So let me try my best out there. So I'd like to have a lot more energy. Good evening.
Good evening.
Fantastic. That's great. That's really awesome. So firstly, I would like to congratulate the Venkatesh and his team for starting Speak, because I think it's an amazing gift, I would say, that the entire team is giving all of us. Primarily because, if you were to Google on the top fears of human beings, one is the fear of death, the other is the fear of loneliness, and guess what's the third? Public speaking. And you know what it's called? Any guesses? Phobia. What? I'm looking for a specific term. It's called glossophobia. Right? So it's a very, very common fear. So I'm so glad that this fear is being addressed by the team at Speak, and I think it's extremely essential for people to come out of this fear, because based on my experience, I will share with you what fear can do and how you can overcome it. I'd like to recall an incident which actually has a long-term impact on my life. I had been on a family vacation to Cambodia, and do you know where Cambodia is? Enga irukku theriyuma Cambodia? Angkor Wat irukanga, but Cambodia enga irukku? Yes, Far East. And capital of Cambodia enna theriyuma? Phnom Penh, correct. Phnom Penh la there is a place called Killing Fields. I had visited the Killing Fields. There was a mass genocide in Cambodia from 1970 to 74. Ninga ippo ponellam kuda you can find pieces of bones and nails. Mass or very agormana sayalada. Innocent people were tortured and butchered mercilessly. There's a huge tower. There's a lot of skulls and bones, and it's been classified how people were killed based on age, gender. It's really horrifying. It does something to you. Angaponane, I was shocked hearing this, and it really did something to me, and it got me thinking. If man can be so cruel, what would happen? This was a question I asked myself. Adoda விளைவுகள் என்னவா இருக்கும்? So எனக்கு அறியாமலே I weaved a story in my head about it, and the story was in my mind for a long time. But fear. There was fear of writing. I didn't know how to overcome this. With great difficulty, I mustered courage. சரி எழுதலாம் சொல்லிட்டு I started writing. I was very busy, just over weekends or 1 or 2 chapters I would have written, and then and thanks to Kriba Shankar, he had organized a 100-day book authoring challenge. As soon as I saw it, I realized this is what will help me towards completion. Being in a corporate, you're so used to deadlines, and the deadline pathone, I said, okay, fine, let me take this up. So I took up the challenge. I was able to complete book veli varpodhu, and I had a lot of fear in me. எல்லாரும் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, how will the reception be, publish பண்ணமா வேண்டாமா, last minute வரைக்கும் I had this doubt, do I go ahead or not. சரி எல்லாம் பண்ணியாச்சு, let's be prepared for the worst. So I went ahead. Thai Chennai launched the book. I was very nervous, but slowly as people started reading it, I started getting very good positive feedback that started making me feel a little better. And a few months thereafter, two totally unexpected things happened. One, I was awarded as one of the 100 inspiring authors of India. And two, lot of unknown people, strangers connected to me over the book, saying, how positively it had impacted them. Now, it was something that was totally unexpected. I never expected to receive a good feedback. So fear, we are all in this cage of fear. The key of the cage is with us. So if you want to come out of fear, the first thing you have to do is to unlock this cage of fear. It's up to you. You need to see how well you can come out of it. So how did I come out of my fear for public speaking? எனக்கும் பயம் இருந்தது. It was not that I was not scared. When I started, I was also very scared. Luckily for me, I think about 25 years ago, I was a compeer in Sun TV. So luckily I didn't have the fear of camera. So it was just the camera and me, so I was able to speak and express myself. And then I had got married. I moved to South Africa. அங்கே நம்ம தமிழ் சங்கம் அண்ட் மலையாளி சமாஜம் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப நிறைய லாட் ஆஃப் அசோசியேஷன்ஸ் வெரி ஆக்டிவ். ஸோ அங்கே தேசடோ நீ தான் சன் டிவியில் காம்பேர் பண்ணியே, யூ வில் ஹேவ் டு ஹோஸ்ட் த ஷோ. ஸோ அங்கே ஆல் அவர் இந்தியன் ஈவெண்ட்ஸ், ஹியூஜ் கேதரிங்ஸ் அபவுட் லாட் ஆஃப் இந்தியன்ஸ் ஆர் தேர். ஸோ எல்லா இதுக்கும் எவ்ரிபடி இட்ஸ் an Indian event, all the Indians will come. About 400-500 people and I had to address them. உள்ள பயங்கர பயம். I was like wondering what to do, and to make things worse, the co-compeer who was there, அவருக்கு எனக்கு மேல பயம். He was like, ஐயோ என்ன நடக்க போகுது, how are we going to face it, நானே பயந்துட்டு இருக்கேன், and he is making things worse for me. But what did I do? When somebody tells that to you, I was trying to comfort him. It's okay, we will do a good job. So அவருக்கு சொல்ல போய் I started gaining confidence as a result. So that quite helped me to come out of it. And then slowly, one by one, I started building on my speaking. I started speaking on areas of my interest, my domain, and eventually, started with a small crowd and then grew. So if you are somebody who has a bit of fear in public speaking, I would say start with baby steps. Speak on areas of your interest, arasiyala irkalam, movies irkalam, whatever interests you, start off with that. Grow your audience, and once you're used to speaking, 10 பேர் இருந்தாலும் சரி, 1000 பேர் இருந்தாலும் சரி, it doesn't make a difference. So get started. The important thing is to get started. That's the first thing. Coming to my journey in my professional career, how has speaking helped me? It has impacted in many different ways. So just to quote few anecdotes that I recall. I was working for a French multinational company and I was heading the finance. I was quite new to the company, and there was about almost 60-year-old French gentleman, என்னோட பாஸோட பாஸ் அவர். So once in the board meeting, it was my first board meeting in the organization, and I had to present the financials to them. I was the only Indian. There were just about 8 to 10 people in the room. I was the only woman, only Indian. And my boss's boss, this person was a very difficult person, very challenging to handle him. He used to believe in people who have a lot of experience, and this was about 10-12 years ago. And I used to look younger, so he used to treat me as a school kid. I would, solla ponalum, he will you could make out. He will think of me as a very junior person. But that board meeting made a whole lot of difference to me. I was able to present well, and then that's when he started listening to whatever I had to say. So in the speaking talent illana, it was going to be a very big challenge to convince the board. Similarly, I have now it's about 5 years ago, I am an independent director in a listed company. My first board meeting, I had to fly in to the place. The flight was slightly delayed, so now 5 நிமிஷம் லேட்டா போனேன். I was, in my mind expecting there'll be about 10-15 people. உள்ள போய் இப்படி கதவு திறக்கிறேன், there were about 35 people almost. I was in for a mental shock because I wasn't prepared, and it was a very heated board meeting. Lot of heated exchanges were happening, and I didn't know how to present myself. So I took about 10-15 minutes. I realized what was happening, and then I don't know how many of you have read this book by Sheryl Sandberg, Lean In. She says, especially for the women, sit at the table, right? So I ensured I was there, I was a part of the board meeting, and I was able to contribute and add value to it. I think that is very important. So in incidents like this is where the speaking skills really come in handy. And once you reach a particular stage in your career, once you're a leader, people expect that you come and address different forums, different gatherings, even educational institutions. So I was invited to a couple of IIMs, different IIMs, to go participate in their business conclave and leadership conclave and finance conclaves. So in the Theravada, you can go and express yourself. So that becomes another very important need for you to express yourself. Not just that, your network increases, you become a brand end of the day. உங்களை எல்லாரும் இப்போ நம்ம சுக்கி சிவமாயா எவ்வளோ பெரிய பிராண்டு, CKK சார் எவ்வளோ பெரிய பிராண்டு, அவங்களெல்லாம் பார்த்தாலே we know, okay, they've built this brand. And how is this brand building possible? Because of their excellent oratory skills. So that is very important. Not just that, I'm a high performance coach and an author. So this coaching, speaking and being an author, they all go hand in hand. So one complements the other. Adanala, it is very important that you're able to link up and connect the dots and able to present yourself. These are all some of the various incidents that I have come across. And apart from that, there are a lot of indirect benefits as well. நான் வந்து ஒரு CXO clubக்கு I did a session on leadership. I spoke on leadership. The outcome of that, I got booked for a couple of coaching sessions, some multinationals. Thereafter, one big multinational, I went and I addressed the group on different topics. They booked me again as a high performance coach for their high performance leaders. So one leads to the other. And when I go speaking, நிறைய பேர் என் புக்கு கேட்பாங்க, they want autographed copies. So be it my What the Finance or A Glance of the Unknown, I'm able to sell some extra copies. And one other thing, yes, which was something that I didn't expect, the Bahrain chapter of Chartered Accountants, they had invited me. So you get to go places. That is something quite interesting. So if you have these skills in you, ensure you capitalize and leverage and make the most of it. Other these are all probably monetary, but at a mental level, it gives you so much of joy and happiness that money can't get you. There have been many incidences, be it my coaching or even speaking, when at the end of it somebody comes and tells you, oh, unga page romba nalla irundhu, I benefited out of it personally. There's nothing that can compensate that feeling. You feel so good about it. In fact, couple of times it's happened, and one person went out of her way and she posted it on LinkedIn saying, she liked the talk so much and how positively it had impacted her. There's nothing to match that sort of a feeling. So at a mental level as well, it feels good because you're touching lives, you're impacting people. So that is something very important. So I would like to conclude with a small story. There was this lady called Maria, and she was living in New York with her mother. Very, very uninteresting life, very mundane life she had. Povanga kalayila office povanga, saindram varuvanga. She didn't have friends, no friends either at office nor otherwise. Edo irukkomenu irundittu. One day near her office, there was a new store that was opened. It was a store that was selling hats. How foreigners love wearing different hats. So on the ponone, a lot of people were there and everybody was admiring the hats. She was also admiring. Or a hat pidichது, so she went and put it on her head. So there was a little child. The குழந்தை வந்து அவங்க அம்மா கிட்ட சொன்னாங்க, அவங்களுக்கு அந்த hat ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கே. So immediately the mother also told her, oh, you look very beautiful in this hat. So immediately she went to the mirror and she checked, and she was so happy. Oh yes, this looks so good on me. She felt that way. So another customer also, yes, you're looking so nice with this hat. That was it. She felt so elated. அவங்களுக்கு அது வரைக்கும் பெருசா காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட்ஸ் எதுவும் வந்ததில்லை. So she immediately went to the counter, bought the hat. She's going out of the shop. There's a guy who tells her, hey, beautiful, how are you? First time somebody is complimenting her like that, she is so excited. She moves on. Office poranga, office le all her colleagues, everybody is complimenting her. Oh, hi Maria, you're looking so great today. She's so totally thrilled. Office mudiyadhu, she's coming out. There's a cab guy that stops, "Ma'am, can I drop you?" There's something that she's never experienced. She feels so great. Car eri poranga, she comes back home, her mother opens the door, and her mother tells her, "Maria, you're looking good." She's like, "Oh mom, you won't believe it. I had such a great day today, and it's all because of this hat that I got." Amma kekran, "What hat? I don't see any hat." She's shocked. She rushes to the mirror. "Amma, there's no hat in my head." She's so upset. This is such a precious hat and it is not there. And then she realizes the hat was just a myth. Right? It hadn't actually, so it is all in your mind. You have to decide what you want. You are the one to program, like how you have these software programs. Program your mind the way you want it. So that is what makes a whole lot of difference. So with that, I'd like to wish you all the very best in your speaking careers and whatever other careers that you want to take up. So good luck, and I hope to hear and get myself educated from all of you by hearing your speech. Thank you so much.